What were you thinking about when I cycled past and you were just kind of looking around?
Well, I'm just on my lunch break and I have a relaxing time. I was just thinking of work, to be honest. What I have to do next when I go back in the office.
Are these like practical things or are they problem things?
Practical things. How to make life easier for my team members and my clients.
Okay,
Not
so you
necessarily problems.
okay, so that sounds interesting. So you've already said clients and team members. First
Yeah.
of all, tell me about your team. What kind of team?
Well, it's a soft services team, front of house team, a variety of characters and personalities and people. So I'm an account manager, and as a manager, I think it's part of my job and my duty to accommodate myself and get to know every member of my team, every person, how to make it better for every single one of them. So I think this is what was on my head earlier when you passed by.
So you sound like the perfect kind of manager because you're
thank
thinking
you.
about the people.
Thank you.
But you know how we all like to talk about managers.
I know.
Nobody likes managers.
I know. I really know that. But
Because you have to deal with people all the time. That's the
yeah,
main thing. It's
that's
people,
the most
people,
difficult.
people.
Yeah, that's the most difficult part of my job.
And
Not
you- and-
necessarily the client, but managing the team.
And you said
effectively.
you've got a variety of characters.
Yeah.
So you don't even choose who's in your team. You just have a team and you have to deal with it.
Exactly that. Yeah.
So are you the kind of manager who's like friendly and nice to everyone, or are you firm and I'm the manager and you're not the manager? How does it work?
I think it's a bit of both because I want to be approachable, I want to be friendly, I want to listen, I want to support, I want to help them, I want to be there if they need. I want to build up the trust that I can go to my manager if I have a problem, be it at home, be it at work. But at the same time, I think it's important to be a bit strict in terms of procedures, policies. The job needs to be done, the client still needs to be served and needs to be happy. And I think it's important to have a balance between both of them, because if you become too friendly or too approachable, they will take you for granted, they will not respect you, they will not listen to you. So I think it's a time when you can be friendly and nice and approachable, and it's a time when, look, the job needs to be done. So I think it's a mixture of
It's
both.
hard. The flex point, the hinge point where that happens, where you say, look, this is the line.
Yeah.
It must move sometimes also. Like for
Yeah.
some people, you'll be more friendly because they get it.
Yeah.
And for other people, you don't quite get it, I have to hold the line.
Yeah. So I think here is important to know your team, your every single team member individually, because what works for one person is not going to work for another person.
But see, that's the complexity. You have to work with every character
Yeah.
on their terms.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And you are just one person and you need to accommodate. Like, for example, now I have 24 people in my
That's a
team.
lot.
It is. Yeah, 24 direct reports, and there is no two people the same.
And I bet you there's about 5 of them that take up all of your thinking time.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's true. They are the ones that are always with a problem, always complaining, always something is wrong, always something is not working, always something.
Do you know, I used to be a teacher and it was the same. In a class of 30 kids, there's 5 you think about all the time because they're the problem.
Yeah,
Or rather, they're the people you have to find a solution for,
yeah,
rather than thinking about them as a problem.
yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
So if you've got over 20 people in your team, how do you get any work done? Or is your job just to make them feel like they're working?
No,
Well-
because I have interaction with the client as well, visits, audits, budgeting, events. This is a more complex role. So the way I'm trying to get everything done is by training, providing a lot of training to my team members, knowing everyone's, again, it goes back to the team members, knowing the strengths and the weaknesses of each team member. And I know what person I can train on what and what person I can train on what.
So you're kind of fitting them to their skills.
Yes. So then I try to delegate to support me with my own tasks. So I know, like, for example, if someone is very good with spreadsheet, with Excel, with PowerPoint, can you please help me with this presentation? This is what I need to do. I'll leave it with you. So that's how it's a teamwork. That's how I manage to get my tasks done. Whatever it stays for me, like budgeting and stuff, that's gonna be just my task, which I allocate separate time for it once a week, or depends. Can be once a month, 2 days a month.
So there's a lot of multitasking.
Yeah,
there's a lot
it
of
is.
juggling a lot of balls.
Yeah, it is.
Which must fit a certain type of personality, certain type of character. Like, did you slowly go towards this point? Were you suddenly promoted into it? How did you reach where you are now? Because you must have been a worker at some point. You were one of the normal workers, now you're not. So how did the change happen?
I think I took it step by step. I started from the scratch, from the bottom many years ago. I worked as a front of house person. I dealt with whatever is happening at the base, and I just grew up in time. I was learning, I was supported by previous managers I had, and I was promoted during the time. Like after 2-3 years I got a promotion, or I changed the job, or I changed the company to get a promotion. So
you were kind of partly moved up by other people who saw something, but you're also propelling yourself because you wanted more?
Yeah.
You just didn't want to stay at the bottom?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm very ambitious as a person in general and motivated, so I know, okay, what's next? Even now, I have in my head all the time, what's next? Oh, this is my role, my next step. So everything I'm doing at the moment, it's to fit the steps to go on
So
the
you're
next
kind of planning.
direction.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say I'm an ambitious person, do you remember at what point when you realised that? Because there must have been a point where you're like, oh, actually, I have ambition and it's something that drives me. Because sometimes when you're young, you don't know that.
You don't realize, no. But I think that's a good question, actually. I think it was when I had some bad managers a couple of years ago. You keep talking about the bad managers.
And you thought I could do it?
Yes, and they really frustrated me, and I was angry because I'm like, you don't know how to manage your team, you don't understand your team. So I think that was the point that switched my approach. And I said, I want to be a manager one day, and I will never do this to my team. I will have a better understanding. I will listen to them more. I will support them more, because I know how it feels to be at the bottom and nobody to care and nobody to listen. So I think that was the turning point.
It's interesting sometimes how the negative experience that we have actually drive us more than the positive.
Yeah.
So if you had great managers and a really nice situation, you probably may not have been driven so much to change.
100%. I'll probably took them for granted, but 100% that's true. Once you have the negative character around you and you depend on this person, you start to see things differently. Like you start to think like, maybe I can manage differently, maybe, because you know what you need. They don't always understand. So I think this is what helps me at the moment in my role, because
you're talking about the managers. So they
yeah.
don't. You're talking about in general, managers sometimes can't identify what you need, but you as a person but that takes confidence in yourself to know yourself and to go, actually, I know myself better than that.
Yeah, because I think the problem here is, I believe, is with the people, with the managers who become managers overnight, if that makes sense.
Right.
Who did not have the same journey as I did. I started from the scratch. I started from the bottom, from the beginning, and after I was a supervisor, I was a team leader, and then a manager, and I grew up in my role. But once, I don't know, you finish uni and someone gives you a manager role and you have no experience from the base, you're not gonna understand what your team needs.
So you're saying it's something that has to go slowly.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to learn bit by bit by bit. You can't just be a manager.
No.
Have you ever been to like a manager school, manager training, manager camp, or have you just learned?
I've just learned by doing the job. I did not study management or business management or anything like that. I was just observing my managers. I had very good managers as well, and I took everything that was good from them. I had the bad experience as well. So somehow I learned between good and bad, let's say it this way.
And you said that you were front of house at a certain point, so you like people.
Yeah.
You like interacting with people.
Yeah, I
so
do.
actually, dealing with people's problems is kind of fun.
It's fun, but it's also stressful. It's fun because you meet different people, you learn from them. It's London. You can meet people from everywhere. You can learn different cultures, different, traditions, different things, different way of doing things, which is quite interesting. It helps you. It helps you as a person, not necessarily at work, but as a person in general. But yeah, it's also stressful.
How long have you been in London?
13 years.
13 years. Do you remember how you felt when you first arrived, and at what point you felt, actually, I am a Londoner? Do you remember that sort of transition to this is my city too?
Yeah, when I arrived, it was very difficult journey. I did not speak English
Oh, at all?
at all.
Oh, wow.
No, I was not capable to go to buy a bread from the shop. I was not able to communicate. If you would have met me 13 years ago, this conversation
Wouldn't happen.
would happen. No, would not be possible.
So that's very brave of you to come to a country. I'm not sure whether I'd go to move to a country if I couldn't speak the language. It's very brave.
Thank you. Well, you learn. You just need to have ambition and motivation and power and believe in yourself. I
And
guess.
hunger for bread.
Yeah, probably.
So that you
That's
can
so
buy
hard
it.
to succeed. I was like, it's English. I mean, everything is in English. Music, movies, everyone speaks English, and I'm sure I'm going to learn by communicating with people.
And then the point at which you were like, this is my city. Do you remember that? Was there a point? Or are you still waiting for that point?
Oh God, that's a hard question. I'm not sure if I can say that's my city, but it's very strange. I cannot say even if I go back home, that's my city or that's my country. I think I'm in between two lines. I don't know how to say.
I mean, home is an interesting concept, isn't it? Because home is where family is, it's where
Yeah.
parents are, and usually it's where you grow up. But at the same time, if you're away from home for a long time, it
Yeah,
becomes a
home.
bit past tense. It becomes a bit historical.
Yeah.
So when you say about going back home or home, where is that?
Romania. I'm from Romania, but it's a strange feeling because, for example, if I'm in London, there are moments when I really miss going back home, and if I go home, there are moments when I want to go back to London. I'm getting bored. There's nothing what I can do. I miss London.
So maybe
It's very strange.
But maybe by being away from home, you appreciate bits of home more. By being home, you appreciate bits. You need the two to balance, like a seesaw.
Yeah, I mean, UK gives me certain things that Romania doesn't, and Romania gives me another things that UK doesn't. So I think that's the...
Give me an example.
So Romania gives me my family is there, I don't have it here. But UK gives me opportunities that I don't have in Romania, and opportunities means a large scale of opportunities from meeting different people. This is a very interesting thing in UK, which I don't have it in Romania. Romania is very stubborn with, there are not so many people from different cultures and countries. It's like many Romanians. There's not much I need to learn about Romania.
Right.
I'm from there, I know.
You're an expert.
I know the culture, the traditions, but UK gives me this possibility to meet people from everywhere, have friends from everywhere, interact with people from everywhere, which I found it quite interesting because there is no good or bad. You just need to accommodate and adapt a different way of thinking and views and seeing different things. I think UK is better in terms of education. I've studied in Romania, I've studied here as well. And I like the educational system. I think it's better in UK than is in Romania, because in Romania the concept is so it's the same math teacher who's going to teach maths for 40, 60 years. While in UK, your teacher is actually a person that works in the industry or has a business, and is not the same person teaching for 50 years the same things. Things has changed. Now we live in a times when we go technologically speaking, everything is changing. So I think Romania is still not adapting to the change as fast as UK does.
But you're also not there. So
Yeah.
perhaps some of your friends who stayed there and are still there now, they might have an interesting discussion with you about how it's changed for them and how they've made it work for them in a way.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
if you didn't have the option of leaving, you would make it work somehow. Especially if you say you have
probably.
ambition.
Probably yes. I think Romania is most. I consider it home because my family is there. That is where I grew up. That is where I've been educated. That my roots, my values, my principles, my everything. But UK, it's also a home because here is where I live. UK gives me a bread to eat. It gives me opportunity. It gives me growth. It gives me friends. It gives me. Yeah.
Does it give you, so you mentioned sort of principles and values. Are they different here
Yes.
between the UK and Romania?
Yes.
What kind of difference are we talking about? Because I would imagine that most cultures would share a similar foundation in values and principles, but you say there are some differences. Tell me what you mean.
I think Romania is more, how say, traditional in a way. Here you have more liberty, more freedom, more.
How does that express it? Are you talking about socially more freedom?
Socially speaking, Romania it's very
Like
judgmental. I would
Okay.
say it's very conservative. It's very
Socially
religious.
conservative,
Socially conservative is very religious, which I don't really like, and I don't really agree with that.
Which
Like,
we're talking Catholic, religious,
Orthodox,
Orthodox,
Christian
right.
Orthodox,
Beg your
and
pardon, right.
again, it's because of my experience in UK that made me see a different way. Because being here, I interact with people from different religions. It's not just Christians, Orthodox. So I'm like, hold on a second. It makes me question my own religion. Why it's followed blindly in Romania? Why, it's not just Christians, Orthodox in the world. So I think in terms of being more conservative, more traditional, more stubborn on accepting.
Do you know what? I think though some listeners might say that London is not England,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
and
Actually, that's true.
I'm
yeah.
sure if you went to some bits of the UK, some towns, some
people are
villages,
different.
you'd probably feel, oh, this feels like home because
Yeah.
there's more tradition, there's less flexibility socially.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
And I mean, between here and Romania, there are various countries, there are various cities. You could have gone to Bonn or Paris or Rome. Was there a particular reason why London happened, or was it an accident?
I think it just happened. I was
Yeah.
in a relationship 13 years ago. My boyfriend was here.
Of course, there's love
Yes.
involved. Love is always involved.
It's always. So he was living here. I moved here. Obviously, it didn't work out. So I decided to stay here.
Well,
I think this is how it happened.
This is,
This is how it happened. So yeah,
um,
it's always the love.
it's a very strong emotion.
Yeah,
it can
it
move
is.
mountains. It can
It
move
is.
countries.
Yeah, it does. It does.
What about the friendship? So if you come to another country, you have to create a whole new friendship circle. The close friends, the ones you pick up the phone to and cry to and laugh with and go to the pub with. I mean, you will still have your friends at home. How easy has it been to get that close support network here over the last 13 years?
I think it's difficult, and this is the part that I'm missing from Romania. Because in Romania you have your friends from either neighborhood, either school, either friends of friends, family friends. Here, I don't want to mean it in any rude way or anything, but I think English nationals, they are not very open to have friendship with people coming from somewhere else. I think it's easier to build up friendship as well with immigrants coming from somewhere else, because they are looking for friendship the same way you are looking. They want to be accepted the same way you want to be accepted, while nationals born in this country, they are the same like me back home in Romania.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own friends, my own family. Why I need friendship with you, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think it's more difficult here as well, because you don't know the people, you don't know their intentions, you don't know who they are, so it takes a bit more time, more work that needs to be done in terms of trust and building up that relationship.
And do you think it would be different if you were English? Like, so
Yeah.
do you think there's an otherness to the way that we, the British, view people for, like, you're always going to be not British, so there's always going to be that kind of identity which is like a slight barrier.
Yeah. I think it would have been different. It will be because there is always something at the back of it. I'm British national as well. I've got my citizenship, but I still feel that I'm just an immigrant. It doesn't matter what's written on my passport. I'm still no.
And does that make you feel bad? Do you think that's a lesser identity?
In certain way, yes, because the way I see it when I apply for citizenship, and this was one of my dreams, I really wanted to get my citizenship, was because in my view, at times before to obtain it, it was I proved myself in this country, I'm a good citizen, because like with good people and bad people, a lot of immigrants do a lot of crap in this country. But for me it was like I proved myself, I integrated myself, I respect the culture, I respect the tradition, I respect the people of UK. And it was a lot of work that has been done all the time. For the past, to apply for citizenship you need minimum 6 years. But for me it was 13 years, it was double than that. And well, when I applied was a couple of years ago, so it was like, anyway, it was more than 6. So for me it was a proof of being part of this country and integration. But I've noticed that nationals, they don't really care about that.
That's interesting. So did you think that when you were aiming for it and you thought, right, I'm going to get citizenship, did you think that when I have citizenship, it's a bit like getting married, it will make me feel different? Did you think you would feel different when you had the citizenship?
Yeah, and it's not happening. It's nothing different.
How depressing.
It's the same.
How
It's
disappointing.
the same. I am, yeah. I mean, I don't regret for obtaining the citizenship. It's just they still see you as someone coming from somewhere else. You're not born here. It doesn't make any difference what's in your passport. It doesn't make any difference how hard you work for that passport, because you have to pass some certain exams. You have to prove that you worked, you did well, you paid your taxes, you had the job. It's not like no benefits, no any of this. So,
and still they don't accept me. That's a difficult thing, because if I was in your position, it would be irritating. It would irritate me.
It is. But this is happening just with certain people, not certain people, but they are always nationals. I'm sorry. It's just like, yeah.
Well, I mean, going back to the friendship thing, you said that many of your friends are international, partly because of what we're talking about. So you have an international group of friends from all sorts of. Do they come from various different countries or one particular country?
No, from everywhere. The people mainly I met either in the uni, either living together, sharing the same house, or at work. But they are a variety of.
But they're still slightly different from your friends from home from long time, because it's the length of the friendship, maybe.
Yeah.
When you get together with your friends here, and you ever, if you touch on this subject, like when you spoke about getting the citizenship and how it did or did not make you feel, did any of them say, yeah, I know what you mean? Was it sort of a
I think
nodding?
it's we are sharing pretty much the same views on this. It's hard work here. It's very hard work.
British
here.
people are hard work.
Yeah, they
true.
They are.
But you're changing it bit by bit, you could say, in your own little way, by being yourself, by being here, by achieving what you are doing. Maybe you are part of the change of our culture.
Hopefully, because all you want is to be accepted and to feel that I will give you an example so you understand better what I'm talking about. I used to work in a team full of nationals, British born people, and I didn't feel part of the team. I didn't feel accepted and included in that team.
Now, might it be to do with like simple things like the sense of humour, cultural references, so the banter, the banter that Brits like to engage in as part of their social interaction? Is it because you couldn't have the same reference points? Maybe it's that sort of history of knowing TV programs, knowing the jokes. Is it that kind of thing?
It can be that as well. It can be part of it as well. Yeah.
I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to excuse
Yeah.
not feeling part
Sorry,
of the
you're
team.
British.
Yes, I am
Sorry for
British.
that. I'm sorry for
I'm
that.
just trying to work out
How
how
you-
I would think if I was a British person. But then I've worked in international teams for a long time.
It's
And you just come to an understanding.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just.
So basically, your teams work best. Well, you would prefer to work with a team of many nationals
Yes.
than a team of one national.
100%. Yeah. I will always prefer a mixed team than just one nationality. 100%. I don't know if it's just me feeling better in this environment because I'm an immigrant myself, or it's a matter of acceptance from the other side. I'm not sure exactly where the problem is, but I will definitely prefer mixed teams.
And talking of teams, as a manager, one of the problems is the loneliness of management.
Yeah.
Do they ask you down to the pub?
Sometimes, but that's a very fine line.
Oh, I can
Because
see it
you
makes
need
you
to
sad. It makes you
You
sad,
need to
doesn't it?
behave yourself. You always need to have at the back of your mind, I'm their manager. I cannot let.
You can buy the drinks, but you can't drink all the drinks.
Yes, that's true. You cannot just run your mouth as you want about whatever you want, because tomorrow you will see them in the office, so you need to be very careful.
No, but you could put a rule. You could put a rule down when you walk into the pub. Right, from
No.
this point, cross this line.
It doesn't work with everyone.
No.
Doesn't work with everyone. No. You need to. Yeah, it's a fine line.
We're sitting by the River Thames. There's blue sky, there's sunshine, it's quite warm. Autumn is starting, but it's still warm enough to just sit out and enjoy the outdoors. Is this your regular spot where you come just to not be at work, not be at your desk, just open your mind?
Yes, that's my my walk during lunchtime or after work. I like to walk a lot, and I like to walk on this side because it's close to my office, so it's easier.
Do you walk with tunes? Do you put yourself in it, or do you just keep yourself open to whatever's around you? And are you interested in watching people and kind of emptying your mind? How does it work? Because sometimes it's hard to get away from work in a break. Because like you said, you were sitting here thinking about work, even
Yeah.
though you're not at work.
I
This is
know.
supposed to be the break.
I know that's just one of my weaknesses. I always think of work on how to make it better, but it does relax me. It relaxes me because it's a nice day. It's sunny. You're not gonna really see me when it's raining. And it relaxes me to walk, observe people, and just listen to music.
And in terms of this day, is this a good day? Is this a bad day? If you chalk it up on the chalkboard of the good days and the bad days at work, how is today so far?
I think it's a good day. It is a good day. I'm healthy. I'm alive. I had food. I have water. It's all good. It's a good day. It's a good day.